Warning, there is a good chance Bitcoin Mike has no idea what he's talking about. Do your own research. Enjoy the show. Thank you. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content. All right, folks, let's take a look at those markets. I haven't made a video in a couple days. I was working a case. I got a nice case, PI case. As you guys know, I'm a private investigator on the side, and it was a travel case. And there really wasn't much going on anyway. We pretty much had Bitcoin kind of hanging out at 28,000. It wants to be at 28,000, but like right now we're kind of dipping down a little bit. I think we were down to like 27,500 this morning. There is some interesting stuff going on. It's really the same old thing that's been going on the last couple of weeks, but I kind of thought this whole banking narrative, the banking fear contagion, would kind of blow over after a couple of days. And it's really not. I mean, you see a lot of news articles about it right now. A lot of people are fearing that the banks just aren't up to snuff, really what it comes down to it. And I really do feel like if one more bank collapses, even if it's some shitty little bank that doesn't even matter, and even if it collapses and the federal government comes out and bails them out or they get bought up by a bigger bank, I think you're going to see a Bitcoin shoot up to $40,000. I think people are just looking for a reason right now to get into Bitcoin. And I do think this whole banking contagion, I just found this article, could just basically blow up the whole economy. I mean, it could blow up the housing market. I already think the auto loan thing is going to be the next thing to blow up. I've made videos on that. You got people making $20 an hour, blue collar guys getting $1,500 a month car loans, buying $80,000 Ford F-150 trucks. It's unsustainable. It is completely unsustainable. So how a housing market could collapse if banking crisis contagion spreads. There's a bunch of articles on this. The meltdown of Silicon Valley Bank earlier this month, the first bank of 3 bank failures in the U.S. in March, sparked fears that an unfolding crisis might spread from the banking sector to the housing market, causing it to collapse. The one thing you have to understand is all of these things are connected. If the housing market collapses, most likely the car loan is going to collapse. Everything basically just collapse. So we could be in a situation where even if a few more banks collapse and it's not the end of the world, they get bought up, they get bailed out, you could see a flight to gold, a flight to silver, a flight to Bitcoin, which is kind of the narrative that's pushed Bitcoin up to 28,000. It kind of took us from 20,000 up to 28,000. So it's definitely something to watch. I found this article on CNBC, which kind of weird to see CNBC. Like I said, when you get into a bull market in Bitcoin or you're coming out of the bear market, you start to see those positive Bitcoin stories. Keep in mind, folks, this time 6 months ago, if they talked about Bitcoin, it was all negative. Nothing's changed with Bitcoin. It's all the same. Now you're seeing us kind of coming out of that bear market slowly and steadily. CNBC, Bitcoin is poised to blow up Africa's $86 billion banking system. The Lightning Network slashes the cost of Bitcoin transactions to virtually zero and enables instantaneous cash settlements. So, you guys can, I'm not going to go through this whole article, but they're pumping Bitcoin. They're shilling Bitcoin now on CNBC. And when they start doing that, that bear market is coming. Like I've said in previous videos, we're in a bear market when Jim Cramer, CNBC, tells you Bitcoin's going to zero, and you're going into a bull market when CNBC starts putting positive Bitcoin stories. When I first got into Bitcoin in 2017, XRP was shilling the fuck out of XRP when it was $3. They actually made how-to videos on how to buy Ripple XRP when it was $3. And of course, since then, it never went back to all-time highs. So following the dumb money, which is CNBC, and the retail money is how you are successful in this market. So very interesting stuff. Also, this guy, Alessio Rosante, we're all YouTube guys. We're all like creators. You got BitBoy, you got this guy, Ivan on Tech, you got Cryptos R Us. None of us have a background in finance. I mean, we're all just a bunch of idiots, some smarter than others. Some are former crackheads, like who. Some are just people, I'm an investigator, like people from all walks of life. But this guy, Alessio Rosante, he's kind of made his mark as a trader, trading gold, stocks, everything, futures, everything. And he's been doing this even before Bitcoin. He was making videos on how to trade gold, how to buy it. And he thinks we're bullish. He thinks we're done. He thinks the bear market is over. He made a video last month saying that he thinks Bitcoin's going to $30,000. And at the time, Bitcoin was at 20. So I think this is worth listening to. It's about a 4-minute video. We'll listen to a couple minutes of it. But this kind of made me even more bullish now. I do think we could dump down to like $25,000 or $22,000. It's definitely possible. But all those guys telling you that we're at 15,000, like who was it? Data Dash and guys like that telling you we were going lower. They led you guys into the gutter. I really think they do. They did. And here's Alessio Rosante basically saying he thinks we're going to $30,000, $35,000. He thinks we're bullish now. Oh, another thing I want to point out, not to get too political, in this video, I guess Alessio is from Iran, and he's doing this video from Iran, and it really does, I'm an American, and all you hear about Iran is like how awful they are and how they're always trying to start fights with us, and it's kind of a dump, and they're horrible people. But he does this video from Iran, it just looks like a normal place. It just kind of goes to show you can't listen to mainstream media. I mean, it just looks like any other town, anywhere else in the world. So it just kind of goes to show there are like everything with the U.S. government and the Western media. They're basically telling you Iran this, Iran that, horrible, horrible, horrible. Everything's horrible, Iran. And I know we just had that incident over here with the drone, but it just goes to show there are just regular, normal people living in Iran, just going out to dinner, having their nightlife, getting drinks, tourists, and we don't need to be going to and having any wars with Iran because of some drone incident when we probably shouldn't be over there to begin with, Not to get too political, but it is kind of ridiculous. Anyway, all right, let's see what he has to say about Bitcoin.
All right, guys, welcome back. So a very quick video for about Bitcoin and Ethereum. Basically, by the way, before I start, let me just say where I am. You probably have noticed from the video here that I'm not in the UK anymore. I'm actually in Iran, in Tehran. I came here a few days ago and here for the Persian New Year. It's always a great time to be here for the first day of spring and the Persian New Year. Really a beautiful place to be here in Iran right now. By the way, guess who's with me right now? My good friend Human, you probably recognize from last year.
Hello everyone, welcome back again to Iran.
Just to let you know, if you watched my previous videos from a few years ago, you remember that Human is pretty much really into crypto. He loves Cardano, is it?
Yes.
Cardano and what?
Yes, exactly.
Don't say Shiba Coin. He keeps going on to me about Shiba Coin. I say
Cardano and Shiba Coin.
I say Shiba Coin is garbage, as we all know. But no, it's all right. Anyway, guys, here's the bottom line. You probably know that while a lot of YouTubers, most analysts, almost every single analyst and YouTuber has so far been predicting doomsday, a crash in Bitcoin and crypto. You've seen it all over YouTube. Perhaps there are some exceptions, but the majority of YouTubers and analysts have been extremely bearish, calling for below 10K, some of them calling below 7K on Bitcoin and all the major cryptos. And as I'm sure you know, for the last few months, I've been banging the drum on saying, no, we're not going lower, we're going higher. In fact, I've been bullish now pretty much for the last few months. And also in my Bitcoin video a few months ago, you may remember we had a bullish signal on a 2-week chart of Bitcoin as a MACD crossover. As I'm sure you remember, I mentioned this. And of course, when that MACD crossover happened, there was a strong probability that Bitcoin could rally higher. Also in the member videos, been watching our member videos, I've been saying, look, Bitcoin could go higher at the very minimum towards 25K, 27K. Here's the clip for you. But I think once we get above this level of resistance here, once Bitcoin can get above and close above 21,825, that would increase the likelihood that a bottom has been reached on this decline for the wave 2. And we could start the next major wave 3. The wave 3 likely taking us toward much higher levels. The wave 3 would take us towards 27,376 to 30K. And finally, guys, we got this rally in Bitcoin, which is, what do you think?
Amazing.
Amazing, absolutely. Yes. Now look, let's not get too cocky here, okay? Let's not get too arrogant and too confident. Look, I'm going to remain bullish as I have been for the last several months on Bitcoin. As I've been saying, as long as Bitcoin stays above 19 or 20K, I'm going to be bullish on Bitcoin for the remainder of this year. Could I be wrong about it? Of course I could be wrong, but as long as Bitcoin stays above 20K, I expect this bull market in Bitcoin and crypto to continue. I said the same thing about Ethereum. When Ethereum and most major cryptos were dropping and crashing just about a few weeks ago, again, I mentioned that I'm bullish on Ethereum as long as it stays above support. Here's a clip. But for now, as long as we stay above that level, I maintain a cautiously bullish outlook on Ethereum. And also, as I mentioned earlier, just to repeat this point one more time, yeah, I still also need confirmation. Confirmation is important.
Anyway, in a nutshell, he pretty much called it. He thinks as long as we stay above $20,000, we are absolutely bullish. So, with everything going on with the banking and just we only have less than a year left to the halvening anyway, the Bitcoin halvening. I really think now is the time. If you can get a good deal on Bitcoin, just, I know Bitcoin's not going to have the ROI as a lot of the other coins, but if we get a dump in Bitcoin back down to $25,000, I'll probably take some more money and pick up some more Bitcoin. Like I said, the ROI isn't there, but with this whole banking narrative, we could see a really strong run in Bitcoin that kind of leaves some of these altcoins behind temporarily. So what you can do is put your money into Bitcoin, and then once we get that run up in Bitcoin, take it out of Bitcoin and then buy some of these alts, because this, like I said, this banking narrative, fear on banks, will probably just benefit Bitcoin in the short term, and then of course the altcoins will run later. So if you're looking for a deal, right now it seems like Bitcoin at this price, 27,853, is probably not a bad price if you're looking to buy Bitcoin. Like if you have no Bitcoin right now, not a bad price. Although I do think we could probably go back down to 25,000, 24,000. But like I said, tomorrow's Monday. If some other bank collapses or there's rumors of it, people are going to be putting their money into Bitcoin. Now, of course, some of the alts are going to rally as well. But I do think any banking pump is just going to benefit Bitcoin. So, and if you already have a lot of Bitcoin, now's the time to be stocking up in altcoins, no question about it. Yeah, I found this article. Bitcoin is 1 week away from confirming a new bull market, Analyst says. Bitcoin price action is copying historic patterns to deliver a classic Bitcoin bull market comeback, says Rect Capital. And like I've been telling you guys for a long, long time, if you compare this bear markets chart with the last bear market in 2019, we already did that video. They line up perfectly. There's a real good chance we're going to blow past $30,000 and kind of hang out there for a while. I do expect the close for Bitcoin by the end of the year at like $40,000, and I expect Cardano at that point to be over $1. Theta to be $3 or $4 at that point. Then next year you have the Bitcoin halvening, and that's where we're going to go into that bull market. But I just want to say we're getting to that point now where, like, if you don't have any crypto and you don't have any Bitcoin, like, you're really going to feel left behind. I know it. The problem is a lot of people wait for dumps and then they don't buy in the dumps because they're too scared. Sometimes I'm like that too. We all have that problem. But you can't deny that the narrative around Bitcoin is good. It's good. People are flowing into it. You got the CNBC articles. You got the banking news. Look, banks collapse. There's not too many other places to put your money. You can put it in gold. You can put it in Bitcoin. Or you can put it in real estate, but now they're talking about possibly real estate. The real estate market has been due for a crash for a long time. It hasn't happened. If we do see a banking crash, it will probably also cause a real estate crash. So probably Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the place to be right now. So if you can get Bitcoin under $30,000 and you don't have any Bitcoin, now's the time to be stocking up, because once Bitcoin hits $30,000, we'll probably get a little bit of a pullback, but then we're going to blow past $30,000, and it just gets to the point where, what are you waiting for? You missed it. You missed it. So yeah, look to buy some Bitcoin on the dips, and of course the altcoins. They're not going to be low forever. Once Cardano hits 70, 80 cents a dollar, a lot of people are going to FOMO into it because they missed out. You don't want to be that person. All right, folks, everything's looking good. I really have no complaints. The markets are interesting. You're just seeing these positive articles on CNBC. Anything that happens with the banking system only helps Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens next week, but I wouldn't be surprised if we go above $30,000 next week. I mean, I don't know if the stock market dumps next week, but if the stock market dumps based off banking news, Bitcoin's going to pump. So we're almost getting to a point now where Bitcoin could actually decouple from the stock market if the dump is caused by banking. So, folks, you're running out of time. Start buying your Bitcoin, start buying your altcoins, because in the coming months, going into next year, we're going to be right back into a bull market. And you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass for not being in these markets. All right, like and subscribe. Talk to you later.